Hello, welcome to Nattys Crafts. I'm Natalie. I always do all the crafting. And today, I think I have one springish craft that I want to do. We'll see how it goes. It may change, but it'll probably still be spring even if it does change. So who knows? We'll see. So if you would please give the video a big thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and make sure to subscribe. When you subscribe, you should hit the bell so that you know when the next video comes out. I haven't done this in a month. I forget what the words are. So I thank you so much for coming back after my break, and hopefully we get back on track here and get back to my weekly videos. I would love it if I could do more than one video a week, but that's not been possible yet, but we're going to try. So that's the goal. So let's go ahead and go take a look. And of course, Darty wants to chime in as well. You got anything else? Is that it? That's all. Okay, that's it. All right, so we are going to actually make some stems to put in my vase. So I saw this on a YouTube channel. Now, geez, I didn't mark it down who it was. But she used shopping bags to make leaves and flowers for her decor. That's what we're going to do. Now, I have a very neutral scene around my house, and so I'm using brown bags, which are my grocery bags, Brookshire's, and then the white Target bags, and then I have some Dollar Tree bags that are gray. So those are the three colors that I'm using. Now, she had some kind of bright green and pink and all these colors. I don't know where you get such bags from, but if you have such a thing, you could make them into flowers as well. So what we're going to do, though, is just basically flatten out these bags. And again, those are my three colors. I've got gray, white, and kind of a beigeish color. And I don't care about the words on the bags. That's fine. I'm okay with having those. There's an old Walmart bag. Look at that. So what we're going to do is we're going to make small squares, because what I'm going to do is basically make leaves out of these plastic bags. That's the end result that we're after. So I'm going to fold these up and cut them down to be squares. I'm going to show it from apparently step one, because apparently I missed a step. Okay, so we're going to flatten it out first. Then we're going to fold it in half, and I'm just going to cut off the end that is bundled together there. Just cut off that end, because then the bag will open completely like that. And then you have a nice flat surface. So it took me a couple tries before I figured this part out. But cut off the end first and then fold it up into your small squares. And then you're going to cut off all of the rough edges as well as all of the folds. So again, I'm just trying to cut it off to make it even. I had a really unstraight, what does it mean when it's unstraight? Unstraight edge there. So then we're just going to fold it up into squares, and however big you want your leaves is how big you should make your squares. So I've made it into a square, and now I'm just going to cut off all of the folded edges. And you want these to be at least, I don't know, I think I did mine at least 4 layers thick, so that they have some substance to them. I want them to stand up nice and tall. So there's a whole stack, and then I'm just going to separate them into, I think it's like 3 different stems that I separated out into. And again, the words or the decorations on the bags don't bother me at all. I'm fine with it, because you can barely see it anyway. Then I'm going to get my ironing mat out, and I'm going to get some parchment paper, and then I also used regular paper as well. Either one worked. And I'm going to use a hot iron. Now, it needs to be hot. This, when I first did it, it was not hot enough. And so you can see it's still perfectly square. You're going to see it crinkle up. Once it's hot enough, there it went. You saw it? It crinkled up. That's what I want, because it's got some super nice texture on it. And then when we're cutting, we can cut that into a really pretty leaf with some texture. So I'm going to cut my little square
into little leaf shapes, just like you would when you were in like 3rd grade or something. And just make them into leaf shapes. Whatever shapes your leaves look like is fine. Maybe you want one super long one and a couple little short ones, you know, however you want to do. This is your craft. You get to do it however you want. And you also can make many of these leaves, as many as you want. When I started doing this, I screwed up like the first 2 bags that I created leaves out of. But I just kept going in it and it ended up working. Then I'm going to use this thick wire. I believe this was either 18 gauge or 16. I think this is 18 gauge wire from Hobby Lobby. And that's going to be my stem that I'm going to connect the leaves to. I need my little wire cutter, so I had to grab that. And then from that, I'm going to make it as straight as possible. And then I'm going to use the very thin Dollar Tree wire and cut off small pieces of that, because that's what I'm going to connect the leaves that I made. That's what I'm going to connect them to. So I'm going to take the edge, I folded it around the leaf, which I did end up deciding I didn't want to do that anymore. So I only did this like 2 or 3 times when I folded it around the whole leaf, because I don't think it's necessary. Once you folded it, we're just going to put just a very small dot of hot glue to stick the edge of the leaf together. This is the edge where the stem is coming out of the leaf. Similar to how an actual leaf would look. And then once that's glued together, we're going to wrap the wire that is our stem. We're going to wrap that around the thicker 18 gauge stem that is our whole leaf. It's not a leaf anymore. It's a branch, I guess. Our branch. We're going to call it a branch. How about that? So I'm going to wrap that leaf stem around the branch. Hey, that might look cool if you have an actual branch to use. I didn't think about that until just now. And so I'm just going to continue to make these and wrap those leaves around the big stem. And you can make this as full or as sparse as you want. And that's kind of the fun part. So I think I'm going to show you another one here. There we go. So these are kind of just regular round shapes. And I'm just going to stick my little wire at the end of my branch. This is actually the top one, so it had a little bit different shape. It was kind of cool the way it looked. And I'm just going to put a dot of hot glue and wrap that around that stem, around that branch. And then you can adjust those leaves. If you need to glue any of them, you can. Now the really light ones, those are from Dollar Tree, but the dark ones are the ones I made. You can't even tell the difference. They look just as good. I was super excited about this. I thank you so much for stopping by Nattys Crafts today. I sure hope you could give the video a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Make sure to hit the bell and subscribe. You should subscribe first, and then you should hit the bell. That's what you should do. And hit the bell so you know when the next video comes out. And I do appreciate you coming by, and I sure hope that you can appreciate today, as tomorrow is never promised. Thanks, y'all. Y'all have a great one.